The removal of the memorial at the Vancouver Art Gallery was not a random act of vandalism, but a respectful request from the local Indigenous nations who have their own ways of honoring and healing from the legacy of residential schools. The XM Theta KYM, Musqueam, SWXW7 Mesh, Squamish, and Slilda, Slilewatif, nations, on whose unceded territory Vancouver lies, asked for the memorial's removal in March 2023, as they were not consulted when it was set up, and memorials are meant to be temporary in their cultures. According to Michelle Bryant-Gravel, the city's Senior Director of Indigenous Relations, the city has been working with the nations since November 2021 to find a way to bring the temporary memorial to a close in a good way. The nations plan to hold a private ceremony on Friday, May 19, 2023, to collect the shoes, teddy bears and other items placed on the steps of the art gallery by people who wanted to express their grief and solidarity with the residential school survivors and the children who never made it home. The items were then supposed to be taken to a site in West Vancouver where they would be burned in another ceremony, following the cultural protocols of the nations. Burning is a way of releasing the spirits of the children and sending them home. However, before the ceremony could take place, most of the items were taken by some volunteers who had been maintaining the memorial and living in tents next to the steps. The city said it was an unexpected development and that it was working on next steps with the nations and staff. The memorial was created by Haida artist Tamara Bell in May 2021, after the TKM Lups Te Sequapemc announced the discovery of 215 possible unmarked children's graves at the site of the former Kamloops Indian Residential School. The memorial featured 215 pairs of children's shoes, banners, a teepee and a meeting area. It became a place for people to gather and mourn for the lost children and to raise awareness about the horrors of residential schools. The city said it is committed to working with the nations to ensure there is a permanent site for the residential school children and to honor the survivors. The discussions have not yet started, but the city said it is willing to follow through. The memorial for the residential school children at the Vancouver Art Gallery was supposed to be removed on Friday, May 19, 2023. The city had a plan to collect the items and burn them in a private ceremony with the local First Nations. But some volunteers who had been taking care of the memorial took most of the items before the city staff arrived. They said they wanted to protect the memorial from being destroyed. They moved some of the items to other locations in the city. The city said this was an unexpected development and they were working on next steps with the First Nations. The First Nations said they would not comment on the situation for now. The memorial was created by an artist in May 2021 after the discovery of 215 unmarked graves at a former residential school in Kamloops. It had grown over time with more shoes, candles and toys placed on the steps of the art gallery. It was meant to honor the children who died in residential schools and the survivors.